The fourth highest episode count of TV shows that are out there. We have comedian Scott Long with us right now. See if you can guess what some of the other episodic TV shows that are ahead of them. They're number 4. Okay.
Young and the Restless?
No, not. But they are soap operas, though. Number 1 on the list
All My Children.
is Guiding Light.
Is that still on?
No, 52 to 09, 15,762 episodes. General Hospital is second on the list, over 14,000 episodes for those guys.
Okay.
As the World Turns, which ran until 2010, 13,858. And then Days of Our Lives, which is still going, over 13,400.
I feel like I should have worn a patch.
Okay.
Like patch on Days of Our Lives.
What's that guy's name? I don't even know.
You
Patch.
totally could have.
Yo, that would have been perfect.
Sure.
Everybody's like, tell us what's life been like since.
By the way, 5th on the list, so to put things in perspective, The Tonight Show is 5th on the list with 12,000. Yeah.
Wow.
So, and
People
this
love
doesn't
their
include the
daytime
morning
television.
shows like Today and Good Morning America. It doesn't include those. Okay.
This is my Tonight Show.
Yeah,
I don't
this
know
is
if
it.
You know that? When they said, Jackie and Lou, are you kidding me? Do you, every morning, do you pinch yourself that you get to work with Jackie? It's like, you wake up, you pop out of bed. I can't believe I get to come and work with
Scott, I
Jackie.
pinch myself when I'm here, not when I wake up. Yeah, when I'm here, I do that. So how about that?
We'll pay you later, Scott. Hey, good morning. Thank you so much for being here today. As you can tell, Scott's a comedian. But have some Iowa ties.
Where am I looking, by the way?
You're
over
for,
here. I mean, I don't care. It doesn't matter
You're
where I'm
for
looking.
Group Shots 5. You're for over
Okay,
here.
I'm
Yeah, we're over
for-
here. Okay.
Yes, I grew up. I was born and raised in Newton, Iowa, until I was like 14. Then I moved to Altoona.
There you go.
Bragging.
Oh, you should.
That's where Lou lives.
That's where I
you
live.
should be.
Awesome. I'm starting to feel a bond.
Where
now.
about in Altoona did you live? I live by the cemetery.
I lived in the Cornstalk ghetto of Altoona, and then we lived by Lions Park. But
All right.
yeah, in a duplex. But you know, what I would tell you is that I went to University of Iowa. I don't know if you did your research. I'm the second most successful comedian to attend the University of Iowa, and if I would have met Roseanne first, who knows if I'd be number 1. I could have been it.
Could have been.
But I mean, right now, Tom, I know Tom. He's a very funny guy.
He's been on our show. Good
Yes,
guy.
he has no problem with that. Right now, he is in bed in his mansion in Beverly Hills, and I'm at the CW 23. I guess I'm winning.
Yeah, so far, yeah.
So
You're
yeah,
back in Des Moines.
but I haven't done a show in Des Moines in 3 years. So
Why?
3 years. Okay, but let's talk about some successes. Excuse me, can't talk this
thanks.
morning that you are doing because something's coming out pretty soon.
Yeah.
That we have to look out for.
I'm excited about this. Okay, so people, as a comedian, they're always asking you, do you have a Netflix special coming out? If you know what goes on in Netflix, they're not looking for me. Okay, they're just not.
I don't know why.
No, you know, it's just demographics and what they're trying to search out. And people are like, I watch these Netflix specials, and they're not. Well, and that's the exact voice. I mean, I wrote for Frank Caliendo, and I'm great at doing the voice of that one person. So there we go. And no, what I tell people is that they're not really looking to do for you. That's not the age group. That's not the demo. Whatever it is, it's been a good run for white middle-aged guys or the history of America. It's been a good run, Lou. You know, you're almost ready for retirement. It's a good thing for you. Me too. But what I'm trying to explain is it's going to come out on Amazon Prime sometime in December, and I'm really excited. And I'm calling it Flyover Comedy, just like my tour, because the comedy is designed for people that grew up in the middle of the country.
Right.
And
That normally are normally
Flyover
people say,
zone,
oh,
yeah.
we flew over you, but we've never been there.
I'm not going to talk about like traffic on the 405. I'm not going to talk about how my walk-up apartment costs $3,000 a month. I'm not going to talk about taking the subway every day to work. Because I've stayed away from that.
Yeah.
I've stayed away from that, even though I've done all these different things in my career. So
It seems like you're outstanding in the field right there.
I wanted to try to speak to kind of where my show's at. So
Love it.
I'm like a married guy with 3 kids, but you know, I'm very irreverent about them. And I don't know, most of the time now I do corporate events.
All right.
And I suppress all my naughty language. I'm very clean, and people are like, well, you're from the Midwest. You talk about your kids, and why don't you like Jim Gaffigan? Why aren't you that successful? And I ask myself that sometimes.
I also asked that question.
Yeah. So then I saw in an article where Jim Gaffigan said his wife writes half of his material.
No.
He admits it.
No.
So it's my wife's fault that I am not more successful.
See that?
I am half as talented as Jim Gaffigan. So if you want to see half as talented as Jim Gaffigan, but more Iowa-centric, so maybe like 3/4 here, and definitely half the price. I'm like the box wine of comedy.
There's nothing wrong with box wine.
Well, no, the point is that I might not have that fancy name on it, but I give you the same buzz for way less money.
There, see that? You got everything going for you.
But how
Sounds
exciting.
like it.
Amazon Prime special coming out in December, but we get to see you perform at the Stoner Theater next Friday.
Next Friday. I said, you know what? I did it like 3 years ago. The show went well. I'm like, people have been asking, that's one thing as a comedian you get a lot of. When are you coming here? Especially, since I grew up here. And
Absolutely.
This is your backyard, yeah.
Exactly. So people were like, when are you going to come back? So I'm like, okay, I'll book my own show. I'll book the Stoner Theater. It's a fun venue. It's kind of cool.
Great space.
Yeah. And right downtown, it'll be all great. I'll do it on Friday night. And so then the pressure's on everybody else, not me. They've got to go out there and buy tickets. But the point is, if you go somewhere and you go see stand-up comedy, and a lot of times it doesn't connect with you. I'm not a hipster. I mean, I was like 20 years ago, but I'm not anymore. I realize who I am, where I'm at. I'm going to talk about things that happen in Des Moines, like growing up and going to Dolls or Bishop's Cafeteria or whatever, different things that you're not going to hear, like, how that I can't even talk about other places. So I'm really excited. I don't care. I hope people are going to be there because I'm going to do the show anyway.
Yeah,
that works.
A very local show and things we're going to be able to respond to and know what you're talking about, which makes it a lot of fun because obviously we can't get that with national comics coming through. Although you are a national comic.
I'm a
with
national
Iowa
comic.
ties.
When I'm on like I'm on the CW in New York or Los Angeles, I'm doing a whole different promotion.
Absolutely.
I'm not talking about the Cornstalk Ghetto.
No, and people don't understand what you're talking about, too, when you mention that.
I hope, yeah.
Absolutely.
No question about it. But we love that fact that you're from right around here. You can make references, and that's what you plan on doing for your show coming up a week from Friday.
A definite part of it.
But we also want to bring out that you mentioned your kids. That you're a family man, and you also have a passion when you do your shows when it relates to your daughter.
Well, for up until about 8 years ago, my show was successful, and some people say it was even funnier, but it was more edgy and dirty and all these things that I used to do. And all of a sudden I'm like, well, it doesn't fit with what my new material I'm thinking about. And my daughter's on the autism spectrum. I wrote a whole one-man show called It's an Autism Thing. Let me help you understand. And it was all of a sudden all these things that I've learned from her, being empathetic and being patient, which none of those things before. She's been my great teacher. So, but I'm irreverent about everything, but hopefully with some poignancy to it.
Right.
And at this show, I'm like, okay, I'm not doing a corporate show. I know some of my fans would like to hear a little more. It's going to be PG-13. So how can I curse and have the people that really want a super clean show accept it? I'm going to donate. I'm going to have a jar right on the stage, like a curse jar, like and I'm going to put $20 in every time I say one of George Carlin's 7 dirty words you can't say on the CW 23. Wasn't that how it went? So that's going to be a little fun bonus. I mean, I actually think people there'll be like a nun in the back rooting for me to curse, so I will give more money to the Iowa Special Olympics.
All right, and if it's going to be a jar up there, you probably want to encourage other people, if you do so, to put some money in there too.
I don't want people cursing at me.
No, I don't know. You don't have to curse at you, but if it happened to...
At the end of the show,
load it up.
Absolutely.
After the show, you know how like you go to a county fair and people are throwing softballs at you and you're knocking you in the water dunk tank. I'll let people just curse at me and then they can put money in.
There you go. Drop it in the bin.
I love it. So it is going to Special Olympics Iowa, which is
I specifically want to do Iowa. And over the last... like a year and a half, I've been donating all the proceeds from my CDs that I sell after the show to the Special Olympics or Best Buddies, which are kind of sister organizations, and we've raised over $12,000.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Good for you.
Yeah, so that's, well, for them.
Yeah.
But the rest of it's going to me.
Well, you've got to eat.
I got kids, and I got a girl with special needs, and I am not totally altruistic, and I'm not Bruce Wayne. I grew up in the cornstalk ghetto of Altoona. So please come to the show. It's going to be the best show you see this year.
Absolutely. Okay, so here's your ticket information. It's next Friday. We wanted to give you time to mark it on your calendar.
Right.
A week from tomorrow.
8 p.m. Stoner Theater. Great space. It's intimate. It's a fun space to play in. But if you want to get tickets, you have to go to dmpa.org or call the box office with Des Moines Performing Arts, 515-246-2300.
All right, Scott, you got to make sure you mention your kid's name. You mentioned your kid's name.
My daughter's Maddie, who's on the autism spectrum, and I have twins who I talk about. They're 10, Sam and Mallory. I call them the Cleveland Browns because they're good individually, but they suck as a team. And that joke's worked for 10 years. No end in sight.
More with Scott, scottcomedy.com. You can also learn more with
thank you, fellow Altoonians.
Exactly.
A pleasure to meet you. Can't wait to have you back in town next week. Lots of great things are going, hopefully starting your day in a positive way this morning, so keep it here on CW Iowa.
All right, when you come back, you want to go cruise the ghetto, we can go.
Oh my gosh, we're there.
We can go cruise the cornstalk ghetto. All right.
Major, right?
We'll do that. We'll be good.